So I think one question which is important for this audience is this. So a person has asked is what should I learn to prepare myself for the core machine learning subject, and what to do in college, being in second year BTech CS or in third year. So I think what all should have is basic mathematics understanding. And when I say basic mathematics, the most used in machine learning is linear algebra. So all of you guys, if you can, take linear algebra very seriously, or if you don't think your college does not have that much resources, or you think your professor is not teaching you right, you can also watch MIT OCW Open Courseware. There is a linear algebra course by Gilbert Strang. So, Gilbert Strang offers a video course, and he also has a book. So you everybody should watch that course to have theoretical understanding of machine learning. And if you have theoretical understanding, then you will not lose the interest. You will also like it. You will try to design your own things. So starting with that is important. And yeah, another question which came is what should we focus in linear algebra? The answer is everything. You really cannot ignore a lot of things in linear algebra. So it's basics of linear algebra, nothing advanced. So you should be able to do vector multiplication, singular value decomposition, a lot of different kind of decomposition, QR decomposition, and yeah, I think that is the most advanced in linear algebra, and should be very well versed with vector, high dimensional vector matrices. So when you start that, I think it gives a pretty good solid basis for any advanced algorithms, not just machine learning. So any algorithm. Yeah. And let me go through other questions. Arvind, should I tell them about myself, or is it okay? They know.
Yeah, you can tell about. I already told that you are from Triple IT Bangalore and working in machine
Okay.
learning.
Okay, I
And
think then it's fine. Then it's
yes.
fine.
And
Uh,
Ashutosh also headed the data science department at Grabhouse, an early stage startup. So
yeah, and right now I'm doing my own startup. So anybody has questions about startup, we can take that in later sessions. That is a complete different field altogether. Hmm.
sure.
I need. Okay. There are a few specific questions to Triple IT Bangalore. I will take them later. And so, basic question is how to start learning machine learning from scratch. So, from scratch, I think, and there is another question which says that how much time it will take. So, the time it takes is a subjective question, but you can get started in 3 months or 4 months. You can start if you are thorough with programming, you are okay with handling data, which is the first part, and Python. Then I think in 2 3 months, anybody should be able to apply algorithms. So the way it works is there is a mathematical part of machine learning where the research happens, new kind of I think I'm muted.
Now
Am
it's
I
clear. Some new joinees without knowing they made it.
okay? Okay, okay. Yeah. So yes. So the mathematical part is for designing your own algorithms or understanding the algorithms which are there, and then there is application part. So in Python or in R or in Lua, there are already libraries. I'll come to that. Programming skills must be strong for ML. Any programming skills are good. I mean, you should have good programming skills. Not like a competitive programmer, but still you should not be afraid of programming and designing a solution, because machine learning algorithms are already implemented in libraries. So you just have to import them and then apply on a data set. But that will give you a result for a toy problem. But if you are really looking forward to have a career in this field, the first and foremost thing you should learn is handling the data, uh, gathering the data, cleaning up the data. Once you prepare that data for the algorithm, then the experiment begin. And in those experiments, you have to have a theoretical understanding of the algorithm, because every algorithm has uh, uh,
Conference locked.
yes, so programming skills are required. This part is biggest part of so the biggest part of machine learning is preparing the data and cleaning up the data. And when I'm saying data, it's not something on the smaller scale. It's on very large scale. So you should not be afraid of programming and building systems. Not too much into application programming. That comes when you have to make an application out of it. But otherwise, good programming skills are always good, because anyways you are problem solving a problem. So problem solving skills are required. And all the machine learning algorithms are implemented in Python and other languages. You just have every algorithm has few parameters which you can change. And so it is a different kind of programming. So when you do an experiment and then you see some results and then you change those parameters, and those parameters are called hyperparameters. You can change them and then results will change. So which parameter suits your problem is what you have to see. And if you have a good understanding of the algorithm, the theoretical aspect of it, then you will not face problem on those parameters, like what to set, what values to set, and why this particular algorithm will not work in this particular use case. So those kinds of things you learn when you start doing it. And then application areas are vast, from audio to speech to um, and uh, and other structured data types. And yes, I am into competitive programming. Will it help in machine learning? Any programming is good if you are good with problem solving skills. It will help, but machine learning theoretical understanding is required. You can't escape mathematics, which is linear algebra. Which institutes are best for machine learning on basis of research wise as well as placement wise? So research wise, I think ISC has one of the best faculties in machine learning. And then you can look at the profiles of professors in each and every institute. IIIT also has a lot of machine learning professors. I can't comment about. I think every premier institute has professors, and um, so a lot of learning will happen through open course, where through courses in Stanford and MIT. So even we were learning a lot of. So Yeah. Relation between computer vision and machine learning, what all introductory course. When you say handling data should be practiced, is there any resources where you can practice this on? Okay.
Ashutosh,
Yeah. Hi.
Ashutosh,
Yes.
can you just give me a minute? I'll just unlock the conference. So there are few more people who want to join the conference.
Okay. Okay.
In the meanwhile, you can just take a look at the questions.
Mm-hmm.
Conference unlocked.
It's fine, Ashutosh. No, it's fine.
Okay. For storing the data, we should also know about database. Yes, database knowledge is good. If you can learn about MongoDB, that is also good. But don't worry about databases right now. They come when you have application. They don't come when you are just doing an experiment. You can always put the data in CSV or other formats, JSON format or anything. Relation between computer vision and machine learning. Computer vision, machine learning solves a lot of problem of computer vision. So if when you go to Facebook, you put your picture, Facebook automatically tags you. So that is a problem of computer vision solved by machine learning. Machine learning algorithm has already designed a model of your face, and it queries the model, and then it identifies, okay, it is this person, and so it tags. So there are a lot of computer vision problems which are being solved by machine learning, and earlier they were not using machine learning methods. So right now, neural networks, and specifically convolutional neural networks, are very famous in vision problems. How much probability and multivariable calculus, not multivariable calculus. If you are good with probability, you can go towards statistics and Bayesian analysis. So, and it's a different kind of field. There are a lot of school of thoughts in machine learning. I don't want to confuse you guys. If you're good with probability, you can also look at a little bit of statistics. um, I think that would be enough. Multivariable calculus you can ignore, not required. Linear algebra is required. um, so a lot of questions are coming for a mathematical prerequisite. It's only linear algebra, no other mathematical requisite. So yeah. And there are a lot of practice handling the data. So you all can go to a website called kaggle.com, and there are a lot of open problems, and there's a lot of data set available. So you can just download the data from Kaggle and then see if you can change the data according to an algorithm. And then and there is a discussion also on each and every problem. You can also follow that the discussion. A lot of scripts people have written, so you can then learn through that. So it's more like just jumping on GitHub pages and looking at other person's code and learning it. So the best way to write a book is read a lot of books. So if you read a lot of code, you'll be able to. Yes. Okay. So one person has asked is, I'm confused between ML and AI. So AI is a very generic term. There are a lot of methods to achieve AI. AI is a philosophy. So machine learning is one way people are looking at to reach AI. So machine learning is more like a theory, a path. AI is where you want to reach. So when your computer can convert speech to text, that is a kind of artificial intelligence. But how did you do it? You did it through machine learning. earlier people were doing it through procedural language or logic. So, but logic was not able to handle all the cases. So logic was failing. So AI is what everybody wants to achieve. Machine learning is the way right now. Yes, and I can go to more questions which are in email. So what are the things, what kind of projects I did in machine learning? So when I was in college, so first, I think, so I was from electronics background. So first I had to do a lot of basics on computer science, and that I did through Cormen. So people who are not from CS, and they should really do Cormen first, and then move towards any programming. Pick any programming language. I would say pick up Python, and then start solving algorithms. Get familiar with them. Um, don't go too deep in data structures because that is just for your understanding. And then start solving open problems. People who are already into competitive programming, you can go to Euler project, solve Euler project problems because they are very much mathematical problems. So when you have an idea what kind of mathematical problems arise, uh, so once you solve around 100 problems in Euler, move on from there. And then if you are liking Python, then start watching videos of so the library which everybody uses for machine learning with Python is called Scikit-Learn, and they have conferences. Their videos are open online, so you can watch PyCon videos. So PyCon is the conference, or NumPy is also a conference. So you can watch all these videos, then start implementing with them. So they are all like a tutorial. So the speaker will speak, it will give you, and they will give you a Jupyter mm, notebook, and you can do everything together with them, and then start implementing small use cases. Then the projects which you can look at is you can pick up open problems of Kaggle. There are a lot of problems which are learning problems in Kaggle. So I think that is the best way to do it, because then you will be uh, able to check your results, and there will be a ranking of your results. So you can always, then you will learn the true machine learning side where you have to improve your model. So building first model is easy, then improving that model is where the learning happens. So it's better to start with Kaggle. Everybody take a note. It's a huge learning platform. So what is the difference between to do machine learning? So So machine learning means you design algorithms which learn from the data. Deep learning is one way where you do it through neural networks. The normal machine learning paradigm is called PAC learning, probabilistically approximate correct learning. And there is another type of algorithms called Bayesian learning. So there are a lot of different type of methods, but mostly people these days are going through PAC, and then yes, and how do we know which algorithm to apply? So that is what you have to learn when you are learning machine learning. So best book for ML, um, I think
Conference
Ian
locked.
Bladfellow. So there is a guy called Ian Bladfellow. You can You can have that book. What is the scope of machine learning in India? Do we have enough jobs? What about competition? Okay, most of the companies in India are now aware of data and data analytics. So if you are a data scientist, you're very well with machine learning algorithms. I think there is a huge demand. If the demand is not huge, I can say there is a lot of demand and supply gap. There are very few people who are very good with machine learning, and the demand is there. But the problem is this field has a lot of open problems. So the problems which companies are trying to solve, they're not getting the solution. So they mostly look at so when there is an open problem, then it's a challenge for the person also who is taking the job. So always be aware of what you are signing up for, because there might be a solution, there might not be a solution. So better uh, start with start learning it, and then you'll get an idea which problems you can solve, which problems are completely unsolved. Not you can't solve them right now because the technology has not reached there. So it's a good field to study. There will be demand. A lot of data science companies are coming up. Even the companies like Infosys and TCS are starting their own data science, completely different companies altogether, or different divisions. And there are few specific data science companies also. So yes. Okay, and I can take few more questions. So there is a good question: how to build product-based intuition using machine learning concepts. So, so if you're solving a problem, so what machine learning solves is not a new kind of problem. Problems are there. It's just another way to solve it if you have data. So that is given. So if you don't have data, then no learning algorithm can work. So if you have data and you think that data, you can train an algorithm. So when I'm saying train means you have that data which is labeled. So a data point labels to the outcome. And if you have a lot of data of that kind, then you can design a product around it. So simple example is say identifying a person, right? So if you through a camera, so you can automatically tag that person. Okay, hey, this is this person. So you might gather a lot of pictures. So if you guys are using Google Photos, just go to Google Photos and it will create a library. It will create a lot of things for you automatically. If you go, you can search people by their faces. So this is a kind of application which is completely built around machine learning. So if you are using Google Photos, just spend 2 minutes on Google Photos. See how it creates library, how it creates. There will be a lot of images you can search just by the people. So which people are in these images? So something like that. So this is a classic machine learning product. Yeah, I mean, so there are people who are saying we have different um, background, .NET or Java or other places. So if they can study and provide and then move to Yeah. Hello.
Hello. Yeah, there was a disturbance in the connection.
I think everybody got unmuted.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, I mean, anybody who is looking to change their field, they can easily change it. It's just that it takes a little extra effort to do it. And the way you guys can change it is there are a lot of open courseware, Coursera, EDX, Udemy, a lot of courses which are now going on. You guys can just take them up, build your profile, solve some problems in Kaggle, or build a product, or do some projects which you can show in your profile, and then apply for the job. So a lot the interview in machine learning jobs doesn't happen like normal interviews. Yes, you have to go through basics of data structure and algorithms. They will ask you that. After that, they will ask you about your projects. How did you learn? What projects have you done? And how you can solve their problem. So building a data science team for a company is mostly around a problem. They must be facing a problem which they are looking to solve, or they might be building a product which is already solving a problem and they need more people. So then they will be interested in you if you can solve their problem or you have right background. So I think people and industry is open. They don't really look for people who has specifically done something. So there is a guy called Tenny Bridges. He's a high school dropout and considered right now the best researcher in machine learning. So there are a lot of people who are doing it. So he works for OpenAI. OpenAI is by Elon Musk and other people. So it's a organization which is building machine learning algorithms, artificial intelligent algorithms. So yeah, so I think if you can learn it and you can prove it in interviews, there is not a requirement of any degree. And there is a question which says why technology in India is so far away as compared to in other countries. This is not true in terms of software engineering. Um, it may be true in terms of manufacturing and other places where there are a lot of operational challenges. But in this field, I think Indian researchers and even Indian companies are solving problems, and those problems are one of the cutting edge problems. So not you can say Indian computer scientists are considered one of the best computer scientists in the world. So if you see Apple has one third people as Indian. And so now I can talk a little about triple IT. I mean, hmm,
Ashutosh, few people are asking about the best books to get started in machine learning.
okay. Uh, so I'll post a link. Arvind, I'll give you a few links for the books.
Okay,
Um,
sure.
but best is this is not a field where you can learn more from book. It's best practice because there are a lot of free videos are available. So it's best if you learn through those videos. And these are classroom videos. So it's like a professor teaching you, which is always better than a book. Still, I will provide few links, but I would heavily advise you go through videos and do it. And assignments available, the solution of the assignment is available. The class is the real class which they are teaching. So you don't really have to go to a book. If you really want to go to a book, is Andrew NG videos enough? Not the Coursera one, the one which he teaches in Stanford. They are on YouTube. The Coursera videos are very basic. If you are looking for a more looking to go more deep and formally wants to try, then search on YouTube and go through the videos of Stanford, not the Coursera videos. But if you are really new, then you should go through Coursera videos. And he has class notes, assignments, and everything. So I think it's best to do while practicing. It's not that kind of theoretical field. You just have an understanding, then you see how this mathematics is done in programming, because finally you have to be able to program. So best is go through videos. Otherwise, I'll post links where there is some text which you guys can read up. Okay, coming back to Triple IT. Triple IT Bangalore is yeah, it's pretty good with machine learning and data science things, because it runs a specific course, and even if you are from electronics or electrical, the first semester would be basics. So everybody goes through that, even if you are a computer science undergrad. So everybody goes through a 6 months of prep semester, and that in that 6 months of prep semester, they teach you basics of computer science, uh, and you will find them completely new. So once you are good with basics of computer science, then you can decide your specific field, and there are courses. So it's mostly like so after your first semester, then it's up to you. So there are a lot of professors who will offer courses, and then you just have to do your credits. Uh, so overall 128 credits to complete the masters, and then you can decide which courses to take. They will offer the course and the timing, and you just have to see you are not clashing your timetable, and then just subscribe for the courses. If you can't subscribe for the course, you can always sit in the course, but you won't get the credit for the course. So it's mostly like that. There is no attendance. You just have to do the credits. Uh, so then you can, so by this way, you can build your profile. So you can take more courses which are about machine learning, artificial intelligence, advanced algorithms, optimization. Optimization is completely about mathematical side of machine learning. So you can take these kinds of courses and build your profile. So it's a different kind of education system, um, mostly course and credits based. You can take more courses in one semester, as much courses as you like if you can do it, but mostly people take 4
Conference
courses.
unlocked.
So this is how Triple IT works, and you can also do. So one course should not always be a course which is a classroom course. Even the projects. So there are projects also. So professors offer projects. You can take those projects for 6 months, and they will also convert to your credits. There are reading electives. If you are really interested in one topic, then you can take that reading elective, and that will also convert to a course, 4 credits. And you can also publish a paper with a professor. So that publishing comes under reading elective. So it works mostly like that. It's a master's college, so mm, there is a lot of freedom on how you want to do things. And then placements. There are so placement is a very usual process once you go through that, and there are a lot of students who apply offline to other companies because it's in Bangalore. So companies or the startups, there are a lot of startups you can reach out to. A lot of hackathons happens here. You can go to those hackathons now. There are machine learning hackathons are also happening. So hackathons are like a night event where companies ask people to come. They give a problem, they give you cold drink, food, everything. You stay whole night, solve it, and you win a prize. And also, companies will notice you. They will reach out to you if you did really well in hackathons. So people get hired through hackathons also. And now there are a lot of machine learning hackathons happening here. So being in Bangalore helps.
Not audible.
Hello.
Hello. Yeah. Yes, Ashutosh.
Yeah,
Hello,
I mean,
Ashutosh.
yeah. Arvind, you can hear me, right?
Yes, yes, I'm able to hear. Okay, you were not audible for some a few seconds. So,
Okay, okay, okay.
yeah.
And people who have specific questions about fee structure and other things, you can ask. There is a Facebook group for Triple ITB admissions. So current students would be able to give you good facts about current states because a lot of things has changed since we have um, passed out from there. Does staying in hostel have an advantage over being a day scholar? A lot of colleges does not allow being a day scholar. Triple IT Bangalore does not allow. You have to stay in hostel because classes can start at evening also. So they expect you to be here all the time. So hostel is compulsory, even if you are married.
Okay. Ashutosh, we have one question from Pratmesh. Okay, how to do machine learning over large data sets?
Okay. So yeah, once you are familiar with smaller data sets, you're able to understand it. Then doing machine learning over large data set is a different kind of problem because then your data set is so huge, it does not fit your RAM. So one way to do is have a bigger server so that it can fit, but that is costly. You can go with say 125 GB RAM of server, but still there are a lot of times when data is even bigger than that. And you need all the data in memory for few algorithms, or they are very data intensive. So there are a lot of research happening around that, and this is a field of distributed algorithms. And distributed algorithms are like they are more like parallel algorithms, but they run on commodity hardware. So by commodity hardware, I mean normal laptops and desktops. So you can convert them into a grid kind of component, connect them together, and then run distributed algorithms. So distributed machine learning algorithms are a research field, and there are a lot of programming frameworks which have come up. So one is called Apache Spark. So initially Hadoop was something like that. It was a framework where if you have very large data, then you can do some kind of machine learning on that data. But it was it did a job. Then new kind of systems have come up. So Apache Spark, everybody can check, and there is a course in um, there is a course about Apache Spark, an open course where I think on EDX. So EDX has two courses about Apache Spark. One is basics, one is advanced, and it is in Python. So you guys can just take that course. It will give a lot of insight on how to handle big data sets for machine learning. So, so most of the machine learning algorithms then have to be converted as a distributed algorithm. So that is the challenge. So not every algorithm can be converted into distributed algorithms. So MapReduce, which Hadoop uses, is a kind of method to convert some of the algorithms which can run distributedly, uh, and there are new frameworks coming up. So it's an active research field, and I think Apache Spark is the standard. So people who are planning to have their career on big data, they should first learn Apache Spark, and then have a knowledge about data stores, different kind of data stores like Hive, MongoDB, and HBase, these kinds of things. Some query language like Pig, Impala. So it's a completely different field. But basic of machine learning is good to have. Then if you move towards distributed, then it's better, because the problems with distributed are more system problems. So how to do it in real time, or how to do it fast, something like that.
Fine.
Any other question?
Okay. So, Pratmesh, did that answer your question? You want to speak to the audience? I want to introduce Pratmesh to the group. He is one of the early members of our GATE Computer Science group. He helped to answer a lot of questions related to C embedded systems. You want to
Okay.
talk to the group? Hello? So it seems very noisy, so I'll mute him again. Fine, Pratmesh, no issue.
Yeah, it was noisy right now.
Yes. So, Ashutosh, the difference between this Hadoop and Spark, some people tell that the same difference between batch processing versus pipeline processing. It is
Yes.
that one. Okay.
Yeah. So Hadoop is more like you get your data from your hard disk, and then do some computation and then store it back. And if you have to do another computation, you have to again read it and then do it. So if you have a kind of problem which requires your data has to be in memory, and it has frequent changes, so it's difficult to do in Hadoop framework, but it is very well suited in Spark. So what Spark does is more like a pipeline. It creates a graph, a computation graph, and until and unless you don't need that data, the data is not being read. Uh, the data is taken into memory, and then the computation graph is now computed from scratch. So this is how it usually works, and it tries to keep a lot of data into memory. And what it sends to the nodes is the graph. So suppose I have a distributed computing transformation. So transformation 1, then 2, then 3. There are different kind of transformation about the data, and rather than doing them in batch, if you need more real-time responses, You can send that transformation graph and then read the data and then apply it when you want the data. So it mostly happens in that way. So I think it's a good analogy, batch versus pipeline. Yeah.
Okay. From where should I start learning about neural network? Is one
Okay.
question. Is it?
Mm,
How it is related to machine learning? I think neural network is one way to achieve machine learning, if I'm not wrong.
yeah, neural network is one way to achieve artificial intelligence. Neural network is one kind of machine learning. Is one kind of learning through networks. So um, neural network is a very good field right now. It's a very hot research topic. There are good results coming up, and a lot of problems which neural networks are solving are for unstructured data. So when I say unstructured data is about videos, images, and text. Numbers are not considered unstructured. You can always structureize them. So videos, audio, text, if you have to do some kind of learning, so need how to start a neural network. So there is an open book available. There are a lot of courses also, but in this case, you can do this online book, which is called Deep Learning and Neural Networks.com. Let me just post the link. Yeah. So this book is a good start. It's a good start, and then there is another open source material available is deeplearningbook.com.org. This is more serious. This is you should do it when you are you have done the first one. So I think these are one of the best sources for neural networks right now. And after that, if you are interested in neural networks, you want to solve the problems through neural networks, then if you are interested in vision based problems, then you should take Andrej Karpathy's course called CS231. CS231. These are Stanford courses. They are freely available online on Stanford website and YouTube channel. So CS231, and if you are interested in NLP, then CS224D is a course you guys should take. And these are very well managed course. They are actually running it for international audience and for the people uh, who are like us, who cannot go to Stanford but wants to see what happens in Stanford. So these are two courses for, and check out different courses in Stanford, which are good for machine learning. So they have a pretty good. They are considered now one of the best school for machine learning. So and they have decided to open source every single class, every single material, every single exam, even the. So if you go to CS231N website, they have previous projects people have done, the students have done, even, and they publish reports. So a lot of people who are, and they are all masters students. So a lot of people who are looking at like what kind of things people are learning in schools or solving, you can just go through last 2 or 3 years of project reports. Every student submit their project report and code if they wish. Then you can go through that. You will get a lot of idea like how people are doing it. So it's a good way to explore the websites of these courses and these institutes.
Yes. Thanks, Ashutosh.
Yeah.
And many people had questions about difference between big data, machine learning, and data science, or how these three compare, and what are the job prospects of each of them.
Okay, my advice is don't go into jargons. Everybody has their own definition about data science, what is big data, what is machine learning. I think I've given a good head start. If you guys just start that, um, a lot of people will say my data is big data, but not really. Their data is not considered big data, so they are not solving a big data problem. So these are all industry jargons which are being created to create a hype, or just to, you know, sometimes even search engine optimization. So the term which is called, if you are solving problems around the data, then it's a data science problem, right? So only term which anybody should have or know is the data science, right? And big data is a kind of data, so not really uh, not different from data science. And same like machine learning. Machine learning is a way to solve a data problem. So if you're solving a problem using data, then you are a data scientist. So what you guys should achieve is just understand this field as data science field. That's it. Rest all are internal uh, definitions, restore our internal jargons, and there are a lot of disparity in that. There is no standard. Uh, you can say that this is big data, this is machine learning, this is this is that, and it will keep on increasing. So once you guys are in it, you guys will understand like what is what. So don't worry about that without learning it.
Mhm. Yes, yes, that is a very good point that you made. That there is a lot of industry jargons that people get confused, but people need not get confused. Just focus
Yeah, yeah. So I
on
mean, if
universities.
somebody says you should know big data, then it's same which you are learning in machine learning. It's okay.
Mm,
So
right.
there must be few big data technologies they might be needed, say something like Spark or something else. So that you can see. I think rest all is data science. If you are solving it through statistics, you're solving it through machine learning or neural networks or other methods. So any problem which can be solved with the data is a data science problem, and everybody should, I think, that is a good goal to have than going into industry jargons. Right, Arvind, right? Mm.
Hello, hello,
Hello.
hello. I was muted. Okay, so I
Okay.
was telling that. Hello, am I audible?
Yeah, now you're audible. Yes,
Yes.
I can hear.
So I was telling that the industry, I mean, the MOOC courses are the best filter to know what are the jargons and what are the core essence of the subject. So if we can start with
Yes, yes.
a few courses on for by Stanford, Caltech, that should
Mhm.
be good. And what are the thoughts
Yeah,
about this Steeraj Raval videos?
Siraj, Siraj
Yes,
Raval.
right, right.
Yeah, Siraj, I think he does it very quickly. It's good to know what is going on by watching his videos. Um, but his videos so it's something like suppose TensorFlow came up. So now Siraj will give a demo of solving a problem through TensorFlow. So
Mm,
watching his videos are good for motivation and knowing,
mm,
yeah, what can be happen with machine learning or data science or and all these libraries. Like TensorFlow is one of the libraries. Scikitlearn is a library. So Siraj is a good person to follow to know what is happening, what is coming up.
mm.
So I'm not following what he's doing right now, but earlier, 2-3 months back, he was doing all of these things. He was doing videos about TensorFlow, then some other videos about some other library, and then building a system, quick system. So I think everybody should watch his video to get some motivation, to get some clarity.
Okay.
I doubt you would be able to learn anything because it's just a 20, and that is the purpose of the video. I think mostly he talks about a problem, solves it, and then give a challenge, and then people give him solutions also. Yeah,
Right. So, Ashutosh, we will take a couple of more questions and some in the session, and more questions we will take up during the next webinar.
sure, sure.
Okay. So, Anusha, are you online? You had few questions. Any other people? If you have questions, please type in the chat window. So, I also wanted to tell about an upcoming course. So we are planning to have a longer session, okay, focusing on many industrial topics. Okay, this will be offered by CourseHunt, okay, and Ashutosh also would be taking some courses on machine learning or about data science, Python. So these will be in-depth courses, extending over a period of 2-3 months. Okay, we will have like 5 to 10 sessions, and we will be having it in a more in-depth manner, focusing more towards IT professionals who want to switch their careers, or for college students who want to enter into an industry. So we got one question, like what are the beginner level projects in machine learning, and R versus Python? That is a very popular
Okay.
question.
So what can be some beginner projects? So if you are already good, in with machine learning, you have got a hang of it. Then I said it earlier also. Go to kaggle.com, start solving the learning problem. So there is a uh, specific area where they have listed the learning problems. They are not part of the challenge, and it's good to solve that problem because you are not solving it in silos. Means if you get a result, you can really check your result against other people. You can see what they have done. So it's a good learning experience of doing problems of Kaggle.com. Second, if you're looking for a project for your so there are a lot of people who do Kaggle problem as their college project. They subscribe for the current running problem. So so that gives them energy also, because every day the problem is submitted, every day the solution is submitted by someone else beating the benchmark, then you have to beat the benchmark to be on the top. So it's a very energetic platform, and everybody is a data scientist there. So if you get connected to more people, people form teams, so you don't have to have a team. You can always ask for people and tell them that I'm looking for a team, or can anybody take me in the team. So it's a good networking platform also. So Kaggle is, I would say, first. Second is, if you're specific about vision or natural language processing, it's better to go to Stanford or other colleges' website, see what kind of projects they are offering. And they also list down what are the previous projects people have done, even the reports of those projects. So that will give you a better idea of, and academic projects are always beginner projects. So I think these two sources are more than enough to find out problems. R versus Python.
Yes.
So R versus Python, I would say if you are interested in neural network, then you should only learn Python. If you are interested in business intelligence, not much of a programming, lot of statistics, then you should be interested in R. And so R is a language by statisticians for programmers, and Python is a language by programmers for statisticians. So
Very well said.
so this is the difference. So I think anybody who's planning to pick up, you should pick up Python because it is an open source language. Everything new which is coming up, Python has that implementation, or somebody else is doing it in Python and putting it in open source. So any new research paper came up, you just have to quickly do it. So then you can check out the Python implementation, and that does not happen in R. R is
Right.
more industrialized, and Python is more for academics and even for industry. So the good, I think, differentiator right now is if you are into neural networks, you want to understand it completely, they are not possible with R. Only possible with Python or C++ or Lua. Mm.
Okay. Yes, I also heard that R has some problems with the shiny web interface, whereas Python and Flask or Python Django works very
Yeah,
seamlessly. So
yes.
that is another
Python,
advantage.
yeah, Python is a multi-paradigm language.
Yes,
R
yes.
is a very specific language, so you can combine Python anywhere on web, on servers, backend, front end,
Mhm.
everything can be
Right,
managed with
right.
Python.
So thank you, Ashutosh, for
Yeah,
spending so much time clarifying all the questions. So if there are more questions, you can mail to our Gmail ID, courseand.net@gmail.com,
sure.
and and we will take it up during the next webinar. So the audio will be mailed to all the subscribers of our website, courseand.net. If you uh,
Okay,
we will subscribe. Yeah, we will put up the recording over there. Okay.
sure,
Fine,
sure.
Ashutosh. Thank you so much.
Okay,
Okay.
okay.
Thank
Thanks
you. Bye
again.
bye. Thank
Bye,
you.
guys.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Hello. If there are any GATE students, you can take look at our website. I have just ping. Okay, how to begin the GATE preparation. I have covered the order of topics. Okay, starting from algorithms. Okay, then you can cover discrete math. Okay, you can take a look at our blog. Then we will cover it in more detail during the next webinar. Hello. Yes, Suresh. So, are you planning for GATE 2018? How did your current exam go? 2017 exam. So we will be conducting more webinars for GATE students. Kiran sir will be giving that this week. So fine then. Okay, we will end the session. Okay, if you have more queries, you can email us to our email ID. We will get back to you. Thank you all. Bye bye.